Hey Dimitri,
Hi, Marina.
how are you today?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's
I know you
Friday.
it's Friday. Happy Friday. I have several questions for you. And the first question, can you share three interest facts about yourself?
Um, well, my first language is French. Um, I'm born in Montreal, and so I speak good English. But really, sometimes when you hear my accent, it's French. I've been in the US for 26 years now. So I'm originally from Canada, and I've been in US for 26 years. And during this time, I discovered um, Agile and Kanban. And this is why I think we're talking today is I'm going to share some of my passion around this Kanban method that we use today to help our customers.
And why did you create Kanban Zone? What was your passion? Why you created?
Well, it was out of necessity. We were working with customers and we were listening to their way of working and we were visualizing it on real walls with tape and stickies. And once the customer and us were happy to see the process, they would say, okay, Dimitri, this is great. Now let's put it in the tool. And I'm like, what tool? And the tool at the time, and still exists today, were Jira, Azure DevOps, Service, all these tools. And they prevented the customer from being able to put what was working on their wall into the tool because the tool did not work like that. So we saw a problem and we decided to build a tool that can take anything you can imagine on a wall and make it online so that you never lose what you know is good for your business. Your tool should never prevent you from doing what you know is good for your business. So that's why I built the Kanban Zone software is I was frustrated to see our customers do a great job on the wall and then go, well, I can't do it in the tool.
What make Kanban Zone different from other software collaboration platforms?
One of the big thing is our board designer. So in order to recreate online anything you can imagine, the board designer has to be very flexible. There is nothing on the market in our space or any space that I've seen that has the ability to create containers to really reproduce any design you want. So the board designer is extremely powerful to be flexible. But the other thing is we are fanatical about embracing methods that work and metrics. So you'll see two things that are very, very important in Kanban Zone. One, we definitely have the Kanban method very well embraced so that we keep you honest at respecting your work in progress limit, visualizing your work, right? Measuring your work. Those are all Kanban concepts. But then we go crazy with the metrics because we believe that once you visualize your organization and your key processes on these boards in Kanban Zone with all the flexibility you need, then the key is making good decisions. And that can only happen if the software gives you the data for you to make good decisions. So you will see in Kanban Zone a lot of metrics that are about your performance, your productivity, and what you really produce every day, every week, every month.
What are the top five problems Kanban Zone is solving for business?
So the number one for me is laser focus. It doesn't matter what company you are, what industry you are. If you're just busy working on everything, right? Like a little bird, right? You're not focused. We want our teams to be like eagles, very, very intentional eagles who have a clear direction and they know they're going there. We don't want little birds. We want eagles. And once you have that clarity, right, because you get it in Kanban Zone, because everything is clear, and we help you design your strategic level, then you now have everyone in your organization like an eagle, going for your goals and delivering results. So number one, laser focus. Number two, clarity. You cannot expect your employees or your vendors or anyone to produce high quality if you are not clear about what you need from them. So the whole concept and the word Kanban translated from Japanese is visual board, visual card. In order to make someone do something great for you, you must take the time to write on the card what you really need from them. And once it's clear, they will surprise you in very positive ways. So focus was 1, clarity was 2. Number 3 for me is going to be those darn metrics again. But what I want to say here is you need simple charts, colorful labels. And that's what you'll find in Kanban Zone, are very colorful and simple charts. And then below the charts, all the data associated to the chart. So not only can you get a visual understanding of what your data is telling you with the charts, but you can dive and get all the data about it. So those 3, right, for me are critical. And then we are in a space that's called a collaboration platform. We must improve your collaboration. We do that 2 ways. Real-time collaboration. When you're in a card in Kanban Zone, you know that other people are also in the card. If you make a change, it's immediate. Everyone knows what's going on. It's a collaboration platform. So in addition to real-time, it is visually pleasing. It is simple. When you look at some of these tools, you need a PhD or a degree to just understand how to use them. For us, it is light, it is pretty, and it's inviting for you to know you want to do a task, do a task. You want to do a comment, do a comment. Everything is where it needs to be, and it's simple. So I give you 4, and I think they're good ones. Focus, clarity, metric, real-time collaboration.
What is your top, let's see, 3 favorite features in Kanban Zone?
So that's going to be interesting because I have my own and our customers have, I'm going to answer your question with my own. The board designer, I've already talked about it. The board designer is my most exciting feature by far. It is incredible. Now, mirror cards is something so simple, but at the same time, so complex. So let me sure I say it correctly. Mirror. Like you're looking at yourself in a mirror, we provide the ability to say, you know what, sometimes you have 2 teams, 2 different processes, but they're both working on the same thing. You can create one card and say, you know what, I want the exact same card to go to 2 different teams, and I need them to work at their own speed using their own process. The beauty of this is you can then collaborate cross-board. So imagine the sales team and the marketing team. The salespeople don't have access to the marketing process, but they need to work together. They will mirror the same card and be able to communicate, share tasks, and share information, but they're working on 2 different boards as 2 different teams. Mirror card is simple and so advanced. I think it's an absolute productivity saver. So the board designer, the mirror card, and then for me, I got to tell you, the way, you're going to hear me talk about metrics, but the way we associate every column with our colors again. You're going to say, Dimitri, you keep talking about colors. Well, a Kanban system is meant to be clear signals, and colors are very, very important. So we use colors for psychology, but also to help you quickly identify what you're trying to do in our system. All your columns have colors, and the colors help you understand, am I in progress, yellow, or am I waiting, orange, or am I done, green? The reason this is so important is it's not only visually important, but it has a huge impact on the metrics. Depending on how long your cards stay in each of the color, it will calculate things like your flow efficiency. And it will help you understand where are your bottlenecks and where could you improve as a team? So the feature I'm putting on the table as the third one is all about continuous improvement. Our platform with these colors and with these metrics help you become better every day, every week, every month, because we keep informing you of how you're working and how you could work even better.
How do you see the future of Kanban Zone company, like next 20 years?
So this is exciting. We started as a Kanban tool where we just took Kanban boards on walls and put them into a software. That was cool. And that's still the heart of Kanban Zone. But what we realized is that Kanban is one of many zones. And remember, I mentioned the importance of focus. Focus is about being in the zone. The reason we keep creating more zones is each zone is to help you focus on visualizing your work differently. When you're in the Kanban zone, the original system we built, you are using the Kanban method. You are focused on getting work done using Kanban. But when you switch to our table zone, for example, you are now taking all the data from your Kanban zone into the table zone. And now it's like using Excel or a mini business analysis intelligence area of your data. And you're no longer focused on moving cards from left to right, Kanban zone. You're now focused in table zone, understanding your data, configuring your data, massaging your data so you understand what's really happening. Then we have other zones like the forecast zone. Now that one predicts the future. It literally takes your data from all your other zone and says, you know what? I know how quickly you work and I know the work you want to do. I can tell you when and how much work you can predict based on all this data in your tool. So I've shared with you 3 zones. We have many zones, but those are 3 zones that are very different. And where do I see Kanban Zone going? It will continue to remain honest about being the best Kanban tool in the world. But with these additional zones, we will give you the clarity for you to run and visualize your incomplete organization so that you can make better decisions. And you're going to see that other zones that I haven't even mentioned, right, do this for you. They help you take bulk actions very quickly. They help you view your data on a calendar. The calendar zone is to help you never miss a deadline again. So the future of Kanban Zone is zones, is to keep adding zones, and not a lot of them, but ways that help every area and every aspect of your organization run the most efficiently possible.
2 last questions. You have expertise as a business consultant more than 20 years, right?
Yes.
What was the main 3 problems which you saw in businesses and still see them as a business consultant, as a founder? Top 3 problems of business.
Well, you know, before building Kanban Zone, I was just a coach, right? A consultant. And so I learned a lot for many years. And many of my friends are like, are you crazy? Why would you build a software? That's like crazy, right? And I had the choice. Can I write a book or can I write a software? And I decided to write a software. Why did I do a software? Because the number one problem that business face is online collaboration. And many of the teams, and I'm talking years ago, were already using the word distributed. Distributed means that your talent is not necessarily all in the same city as you. It could be in another city, it could be in another country, and it could be a vendor that's part of your team. Distributed teams means that your team is not necessarily everyone in the office, and they might not all be employees. But then the word distributed evolved into remote team, offshore, nearshore, all these concepts. How do you manage a team now if people speak different languages and are in complete different time zones? And then COVID. And now there's hybrid teams where people don't want to come back to work because they're more efficient working from home. And now they're fighting with their employers and saying, why would I come back to work? I work better remotely. And now you have hybrid, which is half in the office, half not in the office, or whatever you decide is hybrid. But the first problem, Marina, is the teams themselves. They are no longer people who just walk in the office and work on a board on a wall. They are distributed, remote, nearshore, offshore, hybrid, and that's the first business problems. Our customers just want to run their business, but they have no good tool or process to empower and manage the new workforce. And the new workforce is not in the office. That is problem number one. Problem number two is aligning your great ideas to final products, what I call ideation to completion. The biggest problem I see and continue to see, which is sad, is that leaders of organization or companies have great ideas, great vision. The problem is they put it in a PowerPoint, do a meeting, and they think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. You need to put this in an environment where everyone can see your vision and connect to your vision. And what we've built is a system that takes your vision, breaks it as a rock, that breaks into smaller rocks, that break into smaller rocks, which, by the way, this is 101 project management. But we need to remind our customers that we need to stay simple. Give me your vision. Let's break it into strategies, initiatives, whatever you want to call them. Let's attach metrics like OKR, KPIs, whatever. It doesn't matter which. But then tell your company, listen, here's my vision. Here are the 5 things I want to do, my 5 goals or my 5 initiatives or 5 strategies. Now, take that and break it into your own department and start aligning everything you do to my vision and my goals, and connecting your vision to your goals, to your strategies, to your projects, features, work, whatever you do, it doesn't matter. But this comes from my Covey days. You can never blame your employees for not doing a good job. Never. Because the problem is you, the owner, the executive, the leader. If you do not give a sense of purpose and meaning to your employees, you have failed. And the way to give a sense of purpose and meaning is answering the most important question, which is why. And the why is the first level in Kanban Zone. The first board you create in Kanban Zone is your strategy. Why are you doing it? Then you create other boards about what it is and how to do it. So the second problem is simple. Connecting strategy to execution using the why, what, and how concept to track all your work. Once you get this in place, Marina, the same people working the same amount of hours will produce 10 times, 30 times more. Why? Because they have a sense of purpose, they are empowered, and they know exactly where they're supposed to go. So that first one was collaboration and remote teams. The second one was connecting strategy to execution. And the last one for me is simply the ability to have everything in one place. And this is peace of mind. I want, when I say, let's do something, I want to write it once. I want to have everything on that card all there. I don't have to look for stuff. I want to put attachments. I want to communicate through comments. I want to assign tasks. I want to put due dates. I want that when I have an idea, I don't have to go think, did I send an email? Did I put it there? It's all on the card. The reason we are so effective and our customers become so effective so fast is, could you imagine everything you did was on one card, and everyone that needed to help you get this done had access to that card? Everything would be available, clear, and everyone could work together. This is the power of why we build this system. is we are simplifying the way you work so that you can do very complex things, right? You can be building a space shuttle, or you can be, doing yogurts. That's one of my favorite customer, by the way. One of ours does yogurts, right? But my point is, I love yogurt. My point is this. It doesn't matter what industry, it doesn't matter what you're doing. What matters is we help you simplify it, visualize it, and then let you do what you're good at. That's why we built Kanban Zone.
Perfect. From founder to other founders, which one advice you will give which will help them to be successful in 2024? Just one advice.
It's an exercise I do all the time. And you're going to say, Dimitri, that's crazy. Of course they do it. Well, I don't think they do. Please revisit your goals. Are they clear? Are they measurable? And are they timely? Meaning, not only do they have the ability to be done in a certain time, but is it really the best goals you should do right now? And I'll make it easy on you. One of your goals should be making money. The other goal should be saving money. And the other one should be being innovative. At a minimum, you need 3 goals. One that increases revenue, one that reduces cost, and one that makes you innovate. If you want to give me more than 3, you're welcome. But my best advice is, before you do anything I said, can you please, I'm begging you, give me good goals that you can then put in our system and show everyone that the goals are amazing.